Everyone you know is wrong about money. They believe, with an almost religious certainty, that cooking at home is the responsible, frugal, and financially intelligent thing to do. They are completely, utterly, and demonstrably mistaken. Here's what's actually happening. For most ambitious, busy people, eating out strategically saves you a fortune compared to cooking. You heard me. The $1,000 a month grocery bill, the hours spent over a hot stove, the endless cycle of washing dishes, that whole performance isn't saving you money. It's an illusion. A beautifully crafted story we tell ourselves to feel productive, while our most valuable assets, time, energy, and focus, silently drain away. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the real mathematics of your meals. And by the end, you'll see that the choice to order takeout isn't a lazy splurge. It's a calculated, strategic investment in your own success. It's not about food, it's about the game. The entire concept of home cooking saves money is built on a single flawed premise that your time is worthless. It's an accounting error so massive it would make a CEO blush. The cultural narrative, pushed by everyone from your grandmother to glossy food magazines, is that the hours you spend planning, shopping, prepping, cooking, and cleaning are a labor of love, a wholesome activity. Free. But it's not free. It's the most expensive part of the entire meal. Think about it. Let's say you're a marketer, a creator, a salesperson, the kind of person who watches a channel like this. Your skills have a market value. Let's be conservative and say your focused time is worth $50 an hour. That could be your freelance rate, your consulting fee, or the value you generate for your employer. Now, let's audit the process of making a simple home-cooked meal. Let's say chicken and roasted vegetables. The list of costs begins long before you turn on the oven. First, the cognitive load. What are we making tonight? This isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a constant, low-level hum of decision fatigue that occupies precious mental real estate. Next, the shopping, a trip to the grocery store. You have to get there, navigate the aisles designed to make you buy things you don't need, wait in line, and get back. Then, the actual cooking. Unpacking groceries, washing vegetables, chopping, seasoning, managing cooking times, plating. For our chicken and veggies, that's easily 45 minutes. After you eat, the final tax, cleaning, scrubbing the roasting pan, the cutting board, the knife, the plates, the forks. Another 15 minutes, easy. Let's add it up. 15 minutes of planning, 10 minutes of shopping, 45 minutes of cooking, 15 minutes of cleaning. That's an hour and 25 minutes of your life. At our conservative rate of $50 an hour, the time cost alone for that cheap, home-cooked meal is just over $70. $70 before you've even bought a single carrot. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not saying you should never enjoy the process of cooking, but I am saying you need to be honest about the price of admission. This isn't manipulation, it's framing. We're simply choosing to look at the entire picture, not just the tiny, convenient corner that makes us feel good. The grocery industry loves the story that you're saving a bundle. It's in their interest to make your time and effort invisible, but we're going to make it visible. And time is just the first hidden cost. The second one is even more insidious. Waste. You need a tablespoon of fresh parsley for a recipe. What do you have to buy? A giant, vibrant bunch of it. And the rest of it slowly turns to green slime in your crisper drawer. The intention is good. I'll use the rest later this week, you tell yourself. But the week gets busy. And by Friday, those virtuous vegetables have become a science experiment. The United States Department of Agriculture estimates that a typical American family of 4 throws out about 40% of the food it buys. 40%. So when you calculate the cost of your ingredients, you have to factor in the cost of the wilted spinach, the moldy bread. Your $10 meal is standing on the shoulders of another $7 or $8 of food you purchased. And then there are the other, smaller costs. The invisible taxes, the cost of the olive oil, the salt, the pepper, the cost of the electricity for the oven and the dishwasher. Now, let's contrast this with the expensive act of eating out. You decide you want Thai green curry. You open an app or walk down the street. The ingredients have been sourced in bulk, with professional efficiency and minimal waste. The cognitive load of, what do I make and how do I make it, is lifted from you completely. You choose. You pay. You receive a perfectly portioned meal. You eat it. There is no waste. You consumed 100% of what you paid for. The transaction takes, 10 minutes of your time? So let's run the numbers again. A real honest comparison. Scenario A, the frugal home-cooked meal. Let's make it a salmon fillet with asparagus and quinoa. Sounds healthy, sounds simple. First, the ingredients. So the grocery receipt comes to $23. But wait, you're going to throw out half that bunch of asparagus. Let's add another $2. Real food cost, $25. Now the time, total time, 1 hour and 25 minutes. At our $50 an hour rate, that's a time cost of about $70. So the grand total for your frugal home-cooked salmon dinner is $95. Now, scenario B, the expensive restaurant meal. You go to a decent local bistro. You order the grilled salmon with asparagus and quinoa. It's on the menu for $30. Maybe you add a $5 tip. Total cost, $35. The time it took? Maybe 15 minutes. A time cost of about $12.50. So the total cost of the restaurant meal is $47.50. Let's put those numbers side by side. The frugal home meal, $95. The expensive restaurant meal, $47.50. Eating out, in this very realistic scenario, was literally half the price. It saved you $50. And this doesn't even account for the value of reduced stress and reclaimed mental energy. Think about the sheer industrial efficiency of a restaurant. They buy ingredients at wholesale prices. Their chefs can chop an onion in 10 seconds. Their dishwashers are brutally effective. You in your home kitchen are an artisanal craftsman, and artisanal is always more expensive. You cannot beat an optimized system at its own game. The key is to see eating out not as a failure of discipline, but as a strategic outsourcing of a non-core task, just like you might hire an accountant or a cleaner. The resistance to this idea is emotional, not logical. It's tangled up in identity. I'm the kind of person who cooks. It's healthier. It's what a good parent does. Is it healthier? Not necessarily. You can order a salad. You can order grilled fish. You can also cook a vat of mac and cheese at home. The healthiness is in the choice. Is it what a good person does? This is the most powerful and manipulative frame of all. It ties your financial and domestic choices to your moral worth. But it's a trap. If outsourcing cooking buys you an extra hour of focused, happy time with your family each evening, is that not a massive win? By accepting the simple premise that your time has a real monetary value, you already agreed to everything I'm saying. You already agreed. You just didn't notice. The trick is to be intentional. This isn't a license to live on pizza. It's about building a system. Maybe you identify 3 or 4 local places that make healthy, reasonably priced meals. What could you do with an extra 10 hours a week? Launch that side project? Read that book? Get that extra hour of sleep that makes you sharper in a big meeting? This is the mindset shift. Stop thinking about the cost of a meal. Start thinking about the cost of the time and energy it takes to produce that meal. Your calendar is your most important financial document. Every hour is a slot you can invest, spend, or waste. Spending an hour and a half to produce a meal is a bad investment. Breaking free means seeing the world in terms of systems and leverage. A restaurant is a leverage point. It allows you to trade a small amount of money for a large amount of time. So the next time you think, ugh, I should cook, I need to save money, I want you to stop. I want you to run the real numbers. Calculate the cost of your time. And then, look at the menu for your favorite takeout place. See that price not as an expense, but as a bargain. It's the price for buying back your evening. It's the smarter choice, the strategic choice, the truly frugal choice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've just saved myself 90 minutes, and I'm going to go invest it. So if you enjoyed this little reframing exercise, maybe consider sticking around. Don't subscribe because a button told you to. Do it as a conscious choice, a small investment of a click, a steady stream of thinking that might just give you an unfair advantage. Or don't. The choice, as always, is yours.